Welcome back, high value achievers. Today we'll go to the next session on mastering high value closing, and this is specifically on qualifying prospects to clients. Now, there are two aspects to this. Once you have done your basic things correctly, automatically you will start having clients lining up slowly, like a trickle, it will start. Now, with the normal mentality which any sales or a high value closer has, the normal mentality, it happens to everybody, including me. The first client who says, I would want to work with you, I would pay you, blah, 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 blah. We just jump, yes, I am ready. No, that's not the way. First, we need to dig on the person who's turning up for you. If some client comes to you through LinkedIn or YouTube or Instagram or whatever way somebody comes, you don't know the other person doesn't know you. But more than other person not knowing you, you being a integrity bound entrepreneur, you don't know about the other person, the person or a prospect. You will have to dig. You will have to find out about the client. What is his brand? What is his service? What is his general reputation in the market? And then over on top of all that, whether his ability to pay. You have to do a lot of things and then find out if he is an affluent client or a sophisticated client or a poor client or a difficult client. I'll talk about these clients in a separate video per se, but for the moment, you will have to find out more abilities, and best is to put a form to him and ask him for the details in the way you need to ensure that you are not wasting time and you have got a legal grade client. There should not be any problem with that. That should be the first thing. And after you get the information or you have done your homework, you'll have to diagnose. Diagnosis should not be any harsh. And if some client calls you at night and say, we want to sign up for you, I think, in my opinion, it is perfectly okay to ask for a day more to come back and then say, we will have a talk tomorrow. You schedule the talk. That's very important. You need to do your homework. You need to have your resources. And then after clears your digging part, the diagnosis part happens. Now, what is this diagnosis part? This is, I'm talking with respect to the first pre-meeting you have. Find out the why he wants to do this particular work. That's extremely important. Before going to the why, I think I you will excuse me. I didn't give an example for the dig part of it. Let me give the first example from Mahabharata. All of you know basically that there was this great Ekalavya as a child who practiced archery with Drona and then wanted to sign up for him to be his guru. Well, that's one part of it. And you also know that how Drona asked him for his left thumb so that he can never do archery again. Now, this among the moralists has a huge divided opinion. Why at all he did that? He's not expected of such a great guru. But that's not the point. Drona did it because he dug onto his past and he knew that once when there was a dog barking, as a hunter, he just fired some 5 arrows into its mouth for a simple bark. In my view, and it is just my interpretation, Drona felt that Ekalavya doesn't have the character to hold the horses or hold his strength. And if he is allowed and taught, he could be a bigger menace to the people. And finally, he actually landed up with the Kauravas to fight Pandavas, but that's not important. He knew exactly that the person, he dug into his past and found he was not a good fit. So, since he was not a good fit, Drona rejected Ekalavya. This is my view. We can have a counter view also, that's perfectly fine. This is an example of a dig aspect which I wanted to tell you. Now, the second aspect is diagnosis. Diagnosis, I already said, find out the why it is important. I'll give an example where this really, the improper diagnosis to a very great tragedy in Mahabharata. All of you know Karna was, as a child, was abandoned by his mother. He went through hell, through gurus, through Parashurama, through everybody. And then he was longing for love. That's fine. And then he decided that he will challenge Arjuna in the duel. Yes. He comes and challenges Arjuna. He gets a complete mistreatment. That's one part. At that time, Duryodhana signs up, yes, I allow Karna, I make him the king of Anga, and then he will fight. All right, that's a great gesture. But Karna, at the heat of the moment, says, who has been longing for love, makes a great mistake that he doesn't know the character of Duryodhana. Duryodhana has been all along been against Pandavas. He had a huge personal enmity. He wanted everybody to be killed. That was known to everybody. This part was there. Now, at the time of that duel, he forgets everything and really supplicates to him. He doesn't join as an equal. Of course, they become very good friends. That's a separate issue. He supplicates to him completely. And then what happens? Karna, who is a very great noble soul, nobody to equal him in generosity, was hand in glove to many of the misdeeds what Duryodhana did and was in no position to come out of that. Till the end, he had to pay with his life. This is where diagnosis is important. So when you diagnose a client, check the antecedents, check for the legality, check whatever you can from your side. After you're digging also once more to see whether it is the right thing for you. And only then take the client. It doesn't matter how much money they offer you, dig and you diagnose a lot. Right? A doctor diagnoses very deeply before he gives a medicine if he's a great doctor. You should do this. After you do this, then you get into a call with client, and then you can have the meeting, whatever it is. Either it is one-on-one, it's an extended session, or it's a coaching session, whatever it is. You make him talk. Make him talk. Ask him what he expects, where he wants to go. Get all the things what he wants. Write it down in pen and paper. It should not be typewritten. No, it should not be written on a laptop. Make him talk and then note his language, how he wants the communication to happen. Note it down. And the meeting which you have, if you are a very good closer, you will already find, because of your digging and diagnosis, some quick wins which you already have. Bring that to the table and give that to them. That is a great way. I'll give another third example from Mahabharata to illustrate this point. Again, I'll bring the example of Drona. Drona asks all the five Pandavas as well as Duryodhana and Kauravas when they are kids to take aim at the parrot with the eye and ask each of them what they see. Everybody except Arjuna say many other things apart from the eye of the parrot. That is the diagnosis. Drona knew already. He says, yes, now fire my boy. And then he fires, it hits the eye of the parrot. And then he says, that's a quick win for him actually. He says, I'll make you the greatest archer. He makes him the greatest archer for the value which Arjuna brings to the table. Absolute focus when he is at work, when he is a warrior. That's how he delivers. So, when you people are having a meeting with the client, you will automatically get one or two quick wins which the client may not know, but you will be able to do because of your background, because of your training, your expertise and experience. Give that to them during the first meeting itself. That will build value for the subsequent meetings and the time of your agreed timelines. I hope all the three examples of Mahabharata on dig, diagnose, and deliver made sense to you. If you have a counter view, please let me know in the comments. Thank you and with gratitude. Thank you.